What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I want to show you guys a free and open source cross-platform multimedia player called VLC. So welcome back to the channel guys. So today I wanted to cover VLC, and I believe I've never covered this media player ever on my channel, and I just wanted to cover it because it's one of the most popular open source media player that you can install pretty much on all platforms. It's an awesome application and I use it on pretty much all the systems that I run. Even back in the day when I used to run Windows, VLC was my go-to media player that I would use to even play music as well as movies, videos, all that good stuff. So let's hop over to the website right fast. I want to show you guys a little bit about it. Now, so I'm at the website for VLC, and the name of the actual application is VideoLAN. And as you can see, it says VLC Media Player. VLC is a free and open source cross-platform multimedia player and framework that plays most multimedia files, as well as DVDs, audio CDs, VCDs, and various streaming protocols. So that's one cool feature about VLC. It'll pretty much play anything. You could throw anything at it and it will basically play it. And so that's why I always recommend it to people that are looking for a media player for their system, no matter what platform they're actually on. And just show you a little more what it says: simple, fast, and powerful. It plays everything, plays most codecs with no codecs packs needed. So that's one cool thing about it, or whatever. You don't need a whole bunch of extra stuff. It comes with everything that it needs in order to play most media files. And their website says most, but I haven't ran into many files at all that I haven't been able to open up in VLC to actually play. And of course, it runs on all platforms and it is completely free. No spyware, no ads, no user tracking, none of that. And that's one cool thing I like about software that's free and open source. You don't have to worry about the ads and the tracking information that's pulled by a lot of different applications that you can install on all platforms. And then just to scroll down a little more, I wanted to show you guys, because this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but there are a whole bunch of skins that you can install, extensions that you can install to make the player look however you want it to look. So that's super cool. And here are a couple screenshots of it, and of course I'll have the link to VLC within the description of the video, so check down below if you want to download and install it, no matter what platform you're on. And if we look down here a little further, here are all the official downloads. So you got your Windows, you can even get it from the Windows Store, which is super cool, as well as if you have a Windows phone, as well as a Mac OS phone or a Mac OS X, you know, Apple TV, various flavors of Linux also, as well as Android and Chrome OS, which is super cool. FreeBSD, NetBSD, OpenBSD, Solaris, QNX, and OS2. And then they also have the source code, which is super cool to actually see. You can review the code if you want to. And then also up here at the top, it is a non-profit organization, so I always like to point out that you can donate to this project because they do a lot of work in the background, you know, updating this application, keeping it going, pushing out bug fixes to the actual application. So I always recommend you guys donate to the project if you can. Now let's hop over to my Linux distribution so we can go through the install and give you a quick peek of what it actually looks like. All right, cool. So I'm at my desktop environment, and this is Zorin OS, and it's an excellent Ubuntu based Linux distribution, and it doesn't come with VLC by default, and that's the reason I chose this distribution, because it's a very beginner friendly distribution, and it currently doesn't come with VLC by default as the media player. So we can go through the full install so it'll look exactly the same as when you first install it on your Linux operating system. So there's two ways you can install it. You can basically go to the software center and search for it there, and as you can see, it's like the #1 pick. It's one of the #1 picks, you know, under editor picks. So you can actually click there and that'll open up the actual application, and all you have to do is hit install. But as you guys know, I always like to install things from the terminal, and plus I don't want to, it kind of defaults to the snap packs, which I prefer the regular package. So let's go on and open up the terminal right fast so we can go to the install. And the first thing you want to do is update the system anytime you install any new piece of software on your Linux operating system. So let's just run sudo app updates, type in our sudo password, and let's run it and see it refreshes the repositories. And as you can see, all the packages are up to date. So now we can go through and install VLCs. So all we have to do is type sudo apt install VLC and press enter, and this will go through and download all the dependencies and install the application. And you can type Y for yes right here. It's basically saying that it would take up a certain amount of space on the system, and it wants your approval to do this. So let's press enter, and that'll go down and go through the install, and it shouldn't take too long to actually install it. It's not that big of a application, but I'll be back when it actually finishes. Okay, cool. So the install is complete, and what I did while I was waiting for the install to complete, and it's typically fast, but I just went on and connected to one of my shared drives right fast so we could play some audio directly from another location, because there are no files on this system. As you could probably see, if I click on home, you know, go in there, all I got is test files, you know, no video files or anything like that. So I connected to one of my drives that houses pretty much all my YouTube videos, and I was just gonna play one right fast, and just to have something to actually play within VLC. So I'm gonna just open up one of these video files right fast. And back in the day when I was doing this thing, when I was recording videos, I was recording them using my cell phone at a certain point. So let's go a little further down so I can show you guys some real MP4 files. Okay, so cool. So the default is that default video application, but let's say we want to open it with VLC. All you have to do is hit open with other application, and right now you won't hear anything because this is running within a virtual machine, which kind of sucks, but you guys get the idea. But as you can see, VLC works. All you have to do is set it as your default player, and you can easily do that. And I don't want to show you guys that because not everybody's going to be using the Zorin OS distribution. But anyway, this is essentially how it works right there. You basically, you know, you can open up your files using VLC, and then there are a whole bunch of, you know, options under here. I kind of won't go through it, but you can open up multiple files. Let's say you have, because a lot of times people play music, and we can actually do that as well. So let's stop this right fast, and let me show you guys how I put together like playlists or something. So we can go open multiple files, and then you can add those files here by just finding a location and add those multiple files there. You could just hit the control or the shift button, you know, highlight all the files and then open, and they'll be listed under here. And that's another way to actually open up files. You could do this if you got a disk as well, and then network location. So you could put in a network location just like here. You know, you could find an actual stream that you want to play, and you could play it directly from here, which is super cool. And then also capture devices, which I'm not gonna play around with that. It can be advanced, you know, some of the stuff you can actually do with the VLC media player, and it looks pretty simple, but it's very powerful. And I wanted you guys to actually see this because it's an awesome application. I think you guys should definitely check out. Now if we go over here under view, one thing I always like to do is open up the playlist or whatever. And as you can see, it kind of looks weird the way it's set up, but you can always put it to the side. I'm not sure why it's yeah, you can always undock it or whatever, or put it to the side or whatever. And this is the way I actually use it. So let's actually open up one of my music directories right fast. So let's see, let's go to a music directory. Since you guys can't hear it, I won't get like a copyright strike or anything, but let's go in here and just grab a jazz album. So Billy Ross and a couple files. Cool. So we can highlight all those files in there, and then let's move it to the side right fast. But you can just add those files into here, and then you start playing them from there. And then you have a couple options, I know for sure, that allows you to I thought you could yeah, you can, if you go over here, this is some of your options. You could shuffle the actual files, you could put the repeat on, but as you can see, it's playing it. You can adjust your volume there. There is a EQ, which is super cool. You know, it works out well. They have a lot of options in here. You got your equalizer, compressor, sportalizer, stereo widener, advanced. You know, you can go in here and play around with your settings, you know, so you can adjust the sound so it sounds the best. And then you also have video effects. So if you want to play around with the video effects, or if you're trying to fix a file, this is one way I've actually done it by if the video, you know, kind of looks weird, like if it opens up and it looks weird, you can fix it, you know what I'm saying, using some of this, so you can actually see the actual film or whatever it is you're watching. And then let's go down and close that right fast. But yeah, like I said, you have a few options in here. This is your pause and play button, next track, you know, previous track, stop. You can stop right there, and that'll actually stop the playback. And if it's a video, you can just click this button. It'll make it full screen, and it actually looks pretty good right now. Like I said, this is running on a virtual machine, so the video will look kind of trash. You know what I'm saying? But if I was using this directly on my system, you know, the video actually looks awesome. And it all depends on the quality of the video anyway, but it looks awesome. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out VLC. It's an awesome video player and audio player, you know, that I use on pretty much all my Linux operating systems that I have installed. Whenever I install a new distribution, first thing I install is VLC. That's one of the things especially if I'm planning on using it for an extended period of time. But please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check out my introduction to Linux course if you want to get started learning the Linux operating system. But I hope you guys have a good day, and of course, keep it techie.